Loch Awe is the longest freshwater loch in Scotland. I'm taking 5 days to explore it by canoe while camping on its shores and islands. Our first night was spent on the island of Innis Errich. Our morning routine starts with a hot drink and a pot of rolled porridge oats to fuel our morning paddle.
Plenty for now. That's got a bloody great lump or something in it.
We struck camp and packed the canoes. So we're all packed up and ready to go. We're going to head off north. I think it's about 21 kilometres today. The second day of our trip started early at 6 a.m. As we pushed off and made our way from the lee of the island, we caught the developing southwesterly wind, which was to grow in strength during the day. We rounded a corner and after a few hundred metres could see the abandoned castle ruins on the island of Innis Chonnel. We decided to take the opportunity to have a closer look at this fascinating ruin on the island.
Let's go up there and have a look.
Sure. Stairs here. I think I'll just take a quick look up these stairs. Fantastic view. Look down there, that's where we stopped last night, on that island. The ruined remains of the castle is all that's left of a once grand fortified house. Initially a MacDougall stronghold, the castle was granted to the Campbell clan in the year 1308 by King Robert the Bruce as reward for their support. This was the start of the Clan Campbell's rise to prominence. The Campbells became politically astute, consistently backing the winning sides throughout the subsequent centuries, and in the process becoming one of the wealthiest and most powerful of all the Scottish clans. Fantastic view all the way around the island, right the way down the loch. And I reckon in this tower this must have been several stories high. Look over the edge there. Well, that's narrow for a big fella like me. I guess when they built this, there must have been quite small people. That is pretty tricky and tight. Best not I go down there, fall off the edge. That's a bit of a mistake. Now I've got to turn round. Doesn't help the fact that I've got a buoyancy aid on, which is snagging and making me even more fat than I already am. Goodness me, that's tight. Whew. Back to the boat. Over that one.
So the island you're thinking we're going to stop at tonight is way up out there.
Way up there, yeah. At least
It's a long way away.
another 16 kilometres or so to go.
Another 6. It's growing every time you mention it.
Laurie was using his silver birch Broadland 15-foot canoe built in Attleborough, Norfolk, a beautiful watercraft constructed of duralite with wooden gunnels weighing in at under 30 kilograms. It has a classic prospect design which cut through the water with elegance. Both he and I were using grey owl beavertail paddles. I was using my Old Town Discovery, a 16-foot canoe built in the United States. A relatively heavy boat at nearly 40 kilograms, but incredibly durable and robust. However, in my opinion, it has nowhere near the finesse or lines of the silver birch. We progressed northward and got our first glimpse of the mountain range and the massive Ben Cruachan, standing at 1,126 metres elevation, shrouded with cloud. This side of the loch is Port Sonachan, and there is a hotel and an old jetty where a ferry used to run across to the other side towards Northport, and this is the narrowest part of the loch. It's coming up to 12:30. We have been going for 3 hours. We've done 13.5 kilometres at 4.6 kilometres per hour, so that's pretty good going. So we're trying to find a little bit of a bay or an inlet where we can just get shelter from that wind. Right, so poached egg and bacon. I think that's cooked. Look at that. Put that on there. Got my bacon. And I've got my flatbread. There you go. Got to have sauce with it.
Wow.
Wowza. So actually it might be nice to split the pita bread and put the bacon in it. Quite nice and soft. Is your yolk runny?
Doesn't run everywhere, but it's soft.
After lunch the weather turned, the loch became agitated, and we were reminded of the forces of nature. The wind picked up and it's pretty choppy out here. Quite a few white horses as the waves are breaking. Thank goodness this wind is on our back. see Inishail. That's the island. There's a few little islands in front of it called Black Isles. Beyond it, I can see the sun catching that mountain range. It's very spectacular. Not the sort of thing that you're used to in Norfolk. Over on my left is a hydroelectric dam up there. The weather subsided a little as we reached the Black Isles, an archipelago of pristine islands laying just south of our destination. Laurie was first to spot our landing point. Black Isles here. We're heading over that way towards a sandy beach. Making landfall at 20 kilometres, a stiff wind still blew. We did it. Quite a sandy beach. Inishail is a small island on the north end of Loch Awe. The shore is less rocky than the other islets of the Black Isles and has a shallow beach around its eastern side, making it ideal for exploring by canoe. An early Christian settlement was established on the island in the 10th century, and there's a burial ground which contains the graves of many members of the MacArthur clan. Inishail is conspicuous by its grassy surface, giving it the nickname the Green Isle. This was to be our base camp for the next 2 nights. We're set up now. Here's my tent. I'm out in a Berghaus Grampion 3. It's a fairly recent purchase. I wanted a tent that was bigger than my normal wild camping tents, and this is really proving ideal. I'll show you around. So the Grampion 3 has got a hydrostatic head of 3,000 millimetres, so it's not as waterproof as my Van Gogh Hydra, but it is fully geodesic, so it should be able to put up with some very strong winds. As you can see, it's completely symmetrical. It comes with 4 poles. They cross over each other twice, makes it incredibly rigid. It's got symmetrical vestibules at each end, which are really useful. Comes with 1 footprint for 1 vestibule, so I'll show you that. And it has a blackout inner. It's got good quality zips and Velcro fasteners. That's what it's like inside. This is the footprint that I was telling you about. And then inside here, this is the blacked out inner, and it's got a really good size. I'm using my Thermarest ProLite Plus large inflatable sleep mat. That's got a good R value, but I'm using it really for additional comfort, and it's sat on top of my new OEX ultralight folding camp cot, which I'm really pleased with. Keeps you off the ground, means that you can store things underneath your bed, and for somebody like me who rolls around at night time, it's just great to have that sort of flexibility in it. And I've also got my new Trekology pillow, which has an elastic band at the top end, so that keeps it in position. My sleeping bag is a 4-season downfilled sleeping bag from Mountain Warehouse, and inside that I've got a sleeping bag liner made out of a sort of poly cotton. It's a way of protecting my sleeping bag, but it's also quite a comfortable thing to climb into. So really I have got the lap of luxury in this tent. Okay, so that's my tent. Let's have a quick look around at our camp setup. Got a big bucket of water over here. That's ready for the shower system. We've got this landing beach so we can pull the canoes up on this side or that side. Laurie's out in a Van Gogh Halo. I think it's the 300 version. So it's supposed to be for 3 people, but really only just big enough for 2. And the size of Laurie, it's only just big enough for him. So Laurie, how's it going with the wood finding?
Full of trees, but very little dry dead wood. So
You're not going chopping down trees then?
no, I haven't chopped down any trees. I
Good man.
scavenged wood out the other fire pits and found a bit of dry wood.
Yeah.
Chop that up.
Absolutely. And we've bought quite a bit of our own wood as well, haven't we? We've got some briquettes and some coals. Right, so I think now we just need to get those fires lit, heat up some water for that shower, and the grill for the barbecued lamb. Looking forward to that. Lamb kebabs, tomatoes and flatbreads, courtesy of Laurie's butcher, although he alleges he made them himself. Thanks, Laurie.
Just enjoy it.